Yuck. I mean, I don't know if there's any other way to start this by saying ugh. I think we are, as a collective fan base, allowed to be a little bit ticked off about last night. We'll get into everything that happened. You know, I don't think I could continue to do... that sounds dramatic. I can move on with the day for sure. I don't live and die by how this team performs day to day. I'll be very bummed out if this is the end of the series, but I honestly don't think so. I predicted Vegas in 7, and that means you got to win 3 games. Now, does that mean the first 2 games at home we should have dropped? Not a recipe, not a great recipe, but we've done this before. The Colorado series comes to mind. So yeah, and I think we rattled off 4 after that. A couple overtime wins, and we took it to them pretty good. So, and that was with a roster that wasn't as potent as VGK's is now. So we can score. That game isn't on the missed call. That is a huge, terrible part of the story. It isn't a fun thing to watch. We lose one of our better defensemen. I think probably our most consistent and best defensive defenseman for what looked like the rest of the postseason. So, Caden Korzak, again, you are now a Vegas Golden Knight playoff hockey player, so we'll see that. I would only imagine. I don't know where he'll slot in. I would assume you're putting him with Petro, maybe sliding Haig with Theo and Hannafin with White Cloud. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Okay, that sucked. That was a penalty. It was not a major. It was a 2-minute minor for sure. That game is on Nicholas Waugh. Vegas came out very hot in overtime. Tons of good looks. Pickard, whatever. He stood on his head a little bit in overtime. Everyone's saying that he outplayed Hill. Pickard had an .875 save percentage. If you're saying, oh my God, give this man the Vezina, he's the second coming of Dominic Hasek and all this other... Stop it right now. Aiden Hill had a .865. That is so... On a few more shots on goal. Obviously, that 5-minute major helped beef up those numbers for him, but he was the only reason we were in it in overtime. That third period, he was excellent. Any momentum and swag in anything that Vegas was feeling as we're coming back from intermission into overtime was so quickly killed by Nicholas Waugh. I will go and crunch the numbers because I've been saying this for a couple of years, and I will find texts, but Nicholas Waugh to the moon, trade him to the Russian KHL. To me, I get it. You can move him up and down the lineup. He's good on the penalty kill. He's your biggest liability, in my opinion. He is only out-penalized by Keegan Colasar with 53 penalty minutes and Brett Howden with 46. Both of those two have 1, if not more, fighting majors this year. Nicholas Waugh has 0 in 9 less games. Waugh played 71 games for Vegas this year, and he was penalized 43 times. That's an odd number, so there's got to be something else in there, but it's unbelievable how many times he's behind their net, yes, he draws penalties, and he's so good on the puck, and he does have a good defensive stick, and he can hold on to the puck very well, but he holds, he interferes, and last night, intentional, it wasn't. Trying to bat the puck, nowhere near it, stop that now. But you go and take both of your hands on the weapon that is the tool of hockey, and you just tried to yeet Trent Frederick's teeth out of his mouth. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Trent Frederick is a wildly annoying player. We came from Boston. He has some funny chirps, but now that he's on the Oilers, I'm going to be very upfront. I dislike Edmonton so much. The Edmonton Oilers are my bane of existence. Some people hate the Sharks still. Some people don't like the Kings. Some people think Dallas Stars and Jamie Benn. Yes, all of those things, but the Edmonton Oilers are the most vile, disgusting fan base. It is the biggest dump of a city that I think I've ever even... I've been there a few times. But that is where my wife got her master's degree. Edmonton, Alberta is the unfortunate, frigid dump of planet Earth. It's awful. They have a mall. Imagine being known for a mall. That's it. Oil in a mall. Cool. It's crazy. The temperatures get so cold there, it rots all of their brain cells away, and they can't think like a normal human. So, all that being said, they have two of the best hockey players on planet Earth, and they still need to constantly feel this validation by just spewing heinous things. So I think as a fan base, when we look into these things and we look at, don't get baited into the comment section with them, but that's a kind of another thing. Going back to the game, we can't put this on the referee missing a call. There is that human element. It sucks. It really does suck. It's not a fun thing to watch your team go through, and watch Braden McNabb, who is a big leader in that locker room. We're gonna have to. This is gonna be some of the most cliched things, but we're gonna have to pull up our bootstraps, get on a plane, get to work, and we're gonna show them a nice road game. It might be ugly. It might be an overtime game. It might be like a 4-3 win. Edmonton's gonna score, but we gotta score too, and we can. When we're screening Pickard, when we take away his eyes, when we're getting bodies in front of the net, good things happen. That Pietrangelo goal is not special. It's kind of like just like a lazy little move it towards there, couple screens. Going back to Aiden Hill and it not being his fault, in my opinion, he does let in 2 soft shots. I'm not gonna let him walk for that. Goals 2 and 3 are pretty inexcusable. He needs at least one, if not both of those. Darnell Nurse, that shot should never go in. I mean, also, someone should be in front of him. He shouldn't just be able to walk down Broadway and get in on your, right into the high slot and just rip one past. But Aiden Hill needs to have one. He needs to get one save there. But other than that, the first goal goes off of McNabb. It's going wide. Bodies in front. McNabb gets pushed more towards into the puck in a legal way. He wasn't like cross-checked or anything, but he gets pushed in and that goal gets past Hill. It is what it is. These things happen, fluky goals go, but we got a fluky goal too. Again, I don't think, maybe a little more skill with getting bodies in front, but we go to Edmonton, we stay disciplined. They're going to come out hot. We understand that we feel a certain type of way after. Mark Stone doesn't mince words. He called it a dirty play, and he was visibly emotional and upset last night during his press conference. Bruce Cassidy doesn't mince words. And, he's basically calling out the refs right there in this postgame. We need to put everything that happened last night on the side, off the table, and instead of playing with anger or emotion, we need to use those things as tools, and we need to play for Braden McNabb. We need to play for the city of Vegas, and we need to remind ourselves that we are a gritty team that can come back and win. We tied that thing up. Everyone had us down. Anytime they made it a 2-goal lead, bang, right away we tied it back up. So this team is never out of the fight. We can't let them extend leads beyond 2-3 goals. That's not a recipe for success in the postseason either. And we are also allowed to extend leads. So I would like to see Vegas, they don't need to go and score like an immediate goal, but I think if we go and we score within the first 12 minutes of period 1, and at least go to push for the next one. If we can go up 1-0, 2-0 in the first, or keep it tied, we can't go down early. That's all I'm saying here. But if we can make it into the first, all business, forecheck hard, and make them work for it, take the air out of Rogers, take the air out of that arena. If we can silence the fans, have a statement win, put some doubt in their mind, I think that's going to be the recipe for making this comeback. Hey, we might not come back to Vegas tied up, but I do believe we come back with one, and that's how we win this series. We get one win at a time. You can't. It's now going 6. If we want to get in this thing, we have to go 6. So it's not time to hit the panic button. You are allowed to be concerned. Nicholas Waugh, before we send you to the moon, before we send you on your merry way to the next franchise, he won't leave, by the way. I'm being pretty dramatic. But before we do that, could you at least do something positive with the puck by putting it in the back of the net at some point? That would be great. Thank you for listening to my Diaries of a Madman before I go into work today. It felt good to get it off my chest. So I appreciate the couple people that are in here. And hopefully next time there'll be even more. And I cannot wait for puck drop tomorrow. Go Knights. Let's get one. That's how we start this thing. So let's get one. I will see you after that game, probably. Hopefully a lot more happy. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. All that glitters is gold is out.